Dear guests, EIF members and friends, I would like to very warmly welcome you at this dinner that is promising to be very interesting, given the very knowledgeable panelists and participants that we have at this dinner. I'm going to present in a minute our panelists today. I want to thank you very much for being here tonight. I want to particularly thank my colleagues, the members of the Parliament, the chair of the European Internet Foundation, Pilar del Castillo, Bill Newton-Dunn, James Ellis, Maria Badia, who is here. I've seen Edith Herzog. I don't know whether she's still around, but she might come back because she was around. So, warmly welcome to you and to all our guests. The issue of around cybersecurity is something which is keeping us awake and taking our attention since some time. I remember a few years ago that was a very interesting topic, but it was kind of alien when we were discussing legislation and policies, European policies in the internet space. Then last year, a year ago, in May, we had an event of the European Internet Foundation, exactly a year ago. At that time, we were speaking that the Commission already starts preparing some new positions, strategy, eventually a piece of legislation. Meanwhile, the topic of cybersecurity entered very high on the agenda of the transatlantic dialogue of the European Union with our partners across the Atlantic. So we started discussing more and more from different sides the issue of cybersecurity, and I think this is for a purpose. The more, and I think all of us we are gathered here because we want very much to see the IT services, the internet-based services grow. And the issues related to the security of the infrastructure, to the security of these services, is very much on the attention of the various stakeholders, including to us as legislators. Today we are going to discuss two very concrete, one is a piece of legislation, another is a strategy that are prepared by the European Commission. The European cybersecurity strategy, which appears for the first time, and luckily it happens after we decided on the extension of the mandate of ENISA, so we start already putting together the puzzle of the different activities and institutions and the way the European Union approaches the cybersecurity issue. And the other is a new directive, the Network Information Security Directive, NIS Directive, which is proposed by the Commission, which is already in the Parliament. We are going to have two main committees involved in that, the Internal Market Committee and the Consumers' Point of View, and traditionally the ITRE Committee and the Industry and Technology Committee, which is and which has been very active and involved in these issues in the future. Hopefully, I really hope that we are going to have the time in this legislature to finalize the work. It depends very much also on the willingness of the member states and the willingness of the Council to really set something serious. It's going to be very much pity if we have to continue later on after a break for the European elections next year. But anyway, knowing the colleagues that are very much involved in this issue, I think that the Parliament is going to do everything possible, of course, as usual, together with all stakeholders, to have a good, positive and a useful piece of legislation, if possible, before the end of this mandate. Unfortunately, the rapporteur in IMCO was not able to be here with us tonight, our colleague Andreas Schwab. He's not in town the whole week, but we have Pilar, who is going to be the rapporteur in ITRE. also other people, myself, who is the shadow for my group, for the group of Socialists and Democrats on this issue. I think that we are going to have a very good discussion. Now, I would like to present you the panelists for tonight, so that you see that we really have a very interesting discussion ahead of us. We have the pleasure of having Robert Madelin here tonight with us. You all know him. He's Director General of DG Connect. And this is probably the most vibrant DG in terms of not only restructuring but producing ideas about how IT and internet-based services and developments should happen. I'm not going to go through the bio of Robert. You all know him. He has an extensive experience in the European Commission, and he's somebody that we are seeing very often among us when discussing policies. And again, Robert, we are very, very happy to have you tonight with us as a speaker. Then we are going to listen to Mats Nielsen. He's the director of GF Technology, cybersecurity lead for Ericsson. Since 2011, Mats focuses on cybersecurity issues and is leading Ericsson's engagements on all issues related to cybersecurity, including policy regulation, product offerings, and technology leadership. And we have another representative of the industry, who is Graham Palmer. Graham is the Director for Information Security for the region of EMEA for Oracle. He also leads GIS cybersecurity program, which analyzes emerging security threats and cyber attacks and develops capabilities to track, identify, and counter these attacks. These are indeed very, very good speakers. We are going to have the presentation and the main ideas coming from the Commission for the new piece of legislation, and we are going to have the feedback from the industry on the main issues. There are a number of questions I'm sure that we are going to have to them. So we are going to organize our dinner as usual tonight. We are going to have the first course, the order. After the first course, we are going to start with the speakers, and then we go to the question and answer session. With this, I close the opening remarks, and I hope very soon. Today there is a strike in Brussels, but I hope our catering services are going to work as efficiently as usual. Thank you.